relationship with Agyapong is no food relationship. We go deep down. The reason why he has adopted me as his brother is because of the extraordinary amount of help that I have bestowed on him, which I am not going to give details of. Now, one afternoon, I mean, you don't want to know this story. Well, sometimes Ken just tells me when he hasn't seen me for some time, he just cries out. Now, so what my few say, are where you are bad now, my few say, and I said, my girlfriend, where are you? Now, then I explain where I am, and then we'll meet and we'll have our discussions. On this particular day, sometime in August, I was sitting right at my desk in my office when Ken calls me. Where are you? I said in my office. So I replicate this and explain that, where have you been? I've also looking for you for 3 days. I haven't found you. He said to me, he went to somewhere in the Volta region. He is on his way and he's whatever. Okay. So he makes a complaint about Amprekum, the MP from Agyapong, who has been my twin brother in our London days up to from the early 80s up to now. Complained about him about something that had happened in Agyapong. That didn't seem to be true. That matter had gone viral. It is this so-called Eduwa thing, which ended up in all the name callings that he kept, he piled on Dr. Baumia. That Agyapong had said this and that. I told him, no, that matter is gone viral. You spoke to some people, you were in black, it's gone viral. We'd all watched it. So it couldn't have been Agyapong. In any event, I would talk this matter over with Agyapong. And then you listen to this and carefully. You guys who are interested in my relationships and why it's broken down for me irretrievably. Listen to this. I had been given some information relating to Ken himself. I thought it was important that I mention it to him. So I said to Ken that actually I've also been looking for you because there's this matter I want to bring to your attention. God is my witness. This is all I said. Ken insulted me as if he had gone mad, as if he had gone bonkers. He said whatever he wanted to say to me, and I'm telling you, the wife that I mentioned was crying in the car. They were shouting at him, Ken, this is Uncle Katie you are talking to. What is the matter? He called you, I'm sorry, you called him, and then explained something to him. He said he wanted to explain something to you. He hasn't even spoken, you are insulting him. What has he done to you? This is your brother. What has he done to you? It went on and on. Chrissy was crying, I was crying. I mean, what could I have done to Ken for him to do this sort of thing today? He is the person I would just simply relate to. Whatever the issue, I go to Ken and it is sorted out. They tell me I went to his house at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go to Ken's house anytime I have to go if there's an issue. Cabinet, if there's any issue with Ken and is creating problems for everybody in Ghana, I am the person to go to Ken. I didn't deserve what he did to me. You know what someone said? One of the people in his campaign that day who was in his car called out separately and said to me, you do not know me. My name is this and that. I would spare the person's blushes. I wouldn't mention his name. We don't know what is it, but we suspect that somebody must have sent your brother somewhere. His mind is going the way that nobody expected. That was it. And so we agreed. The wife, people around who are still talking to me, that I would be all right. But he had been going on about this Muslim thing. In private, he had told me that if you were Muslim, you cannot be a president in Ghana. I told him he was talking nonsense. Keep this between the two of us. You go out and you talk nonsense like that, there will be a problem. Do you know I'm a Muslim? Do you people know I'm a Muslim? I go and follow Ken for him to spread the message that as a Muslim, you can't be president. You think I'm mad? Apart from his money, what has distinguished me from Agyapong? If he could be president, you think I can be president? Tell me, I can be president, Ken can be president. And you expect me to go and follow him and send a campaign to Muslims that we Muslims, we cannot be president. Is that what you are expecting me to do? And then he goes on about the security president. I thought it was atrocious. I mean, this is an internal party deliberations, internal party elections, internal party debate. Look at the extent to which the animosity, the antagonism that was generated within our own little family enclave. What was the need for that? I was telling the other station, if you heard about that. I mean, look at the black. By my last count, they were close to about 50 police officers with their commander. In fact, when I asked him, he told me maybe Asokwa is about the lighter one. In other constituency, there were as many as about 70 officers I mean, tell me, the national election when we were contesting against competitors. I mean, did we have this sort of presence of police officers? I am outraged because I think we are not putting national resources to good use. But that's not because of the police administration's own decision to bring the officers to this place. It's because of the hate, the hatred which has been generated in here. That's what led to the police administration deciding to spread the officers around to ensure peace. Of course, in the end, we are grateful to Allah, grateful to the officers. There hasn't been any untold difficulties or hardships or any incident. But was it necessary in the first place? A few individuals among our colleagues decided to just generate the hate, raise the crescendo, raise the voice to so many levels of decibels. What was the need for that? What was the need to put what? The fight of what? Of Satan, of what? In the delegates? And what? Look at them. Spread around. They're all here peacefully. What was the need for that? We just wasted national resources for absolutely no reason. Do we have to be campaigning on those bases? I mean, these guys from this country, one country, from this part of the country, not part of us. This part from this part of a religion, not part of that. The election was based on ethnocentricity and foolish bigotry. Complete madness. Look at what it led us to. Ultimately, the results, what we say normally, what is this Sunday thing? I started yesterday, Baba. We started with all this debate, with all this. We thought that 31st was never going to come. We made unnecessary noise in the system. 31st is here now. The results are coming. You heard what you heard so far. I make it by 4 o'clock. The results will become absolutely clear. The winners will be known. The losers will be known. What do? My absolute concern now is the question of the unity in the party. Are we going to get united? I mean, you think after all the foolishness, and I'm so upset and I keep on saying foolishness. It was completely foolish for some people to have undertaken the kind of campaign that they did. You are from here, you are not part of Ghana. You are from here, you are not part of Ghana. You belong to this religion, you are not part. You belong to this religion. What kind of madness is that? Now we are, and then the pathological lies that were spoken by some people against some brothers. One MPP brotherhood, and we decide to tear ourselves apart the way we did. Here we are. We're going to be hoisted by our own petard. Now we're going to plead to the population, the electorate, the generality of the party. Let's unite. Who are we going to unite with? When you say all these things about me, I'm this, unite. Well, that's a headache of the neck, a headache of National Council, a steering committee. We will not contribute, but we have a Herculean task from this evening.